Welcome back. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Griha. We are now getting some breaking news on the broadcast. Now, during the Asia Society at the Policy Institute, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said, and I'm quoting from that statement that he has made on China. We have had a difficult history with China. Despite our clear agreements with China, we saw during COVID-19 that China violated these agreements by sending a large number of troops to the line of actual control. It was likely that there would be an accident, and it did happen. There was a clash and a number of soldiers were killed on both sides. This is in a way affecting the relationship between the two countries. When I said 75% of it has been resolved, it is only about disengagement, but some of the patrolling issues still need to be resolved. The next step will be de-escalation, unquote. My colleague Akanksha is joining us on the broadcast. Akanksha, Dr. S. Jaishankar saying it like it is. The political parties, the opposition in the country has been attacking the government over the China issue and how there is Indian territory ceded to the Chinese. But now here, Dr. S. Jaishankar clearly talking about disengagement first before there can be any de-escalation.
Absolutely, Griha. But, having said that, it also comes at a very critical time when India and China have been holding their border affairs meetings. And to resolve the entire standoff at the LAC, we've also intensified the contact to narrow down our differences, find early resolution to the outstanding issues. India has always been reiterating, along with, of course, our External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, that respect for the LAC is essential for restoration of whether normalcy or even bilateral ties, something he seemed to allude again at the Asia Society Policy Institute meet that happened in New York. He said that it's interesting he's going back into the historical ties. He's talked about how it's been a difficult history. If you look at the line of actual control also, it's a very fluid kind of a border. And he's also referred to when during the pandemic, we've seen the kind of skirmishes that took place. And that's, of course, left a very bitter taste for India and China both. He says that when I said 75% of it has been sorted out, it's only of the disengagement. So that's one part of the problem, as he's highlighted. He's also talked about that we are able to sort out much of the disengagement in the friction points, but some of the patrolling issues need to be resolved. The next step then is going to be de-escalation. So he's of course alluded to the military level talks that have been taking place, as he's talking about how the friction points as far as patrolling is concerned, that still needs to be resolved completely. But I'm sure that India has come a long way after that clash that took place during 2020 to 21 as far as Galwan is concerned. But he's, of course, maintained India's position that complete de-escalation can only happen when all of the patrolling, all the patrolling issues in these friction points are completely resolved.
Absolutely, Akanksha. After Dr. S. Jaishankar has made this particular statement, and he has a rapport of calling a spade, just help us understand how is this going to... In fact, before I ask you that question, Akanksha, just stay on with us as we'll play out that very reaction that is coming out of the Asia Society Policy Institute where Dr. S. Jaishankar has spoken. Let's take a look what exactly he said.
We have a difficult history with China. A history which included a conflict in 1962. It took us 14 years thereafter to send back to ambassadors. And it took another 12 years after that really to come to some kind of modus vivendi. And that happened in 1988. And the basis of that was that we would develop a relationship ensuring that there is peace and tranquility